You are watching DW's live coverage of election 2013 here in Germany. Let's go back over to Monica. She's got the numbers. Let's remind folks, if you're just joining us now, the latest numbers we have right now, and as we were saying, it's the night for the Christian Democrats.
It's the night for the Christian Democrats, and when we look at the projected results, they're about half an hour old, but they're the latest numbers right now. We clearly see that the CDU-CSU has won so far. We can clearly say that with 42%, the SPD at 26%. The junior coalition partner, the FDP, no longer in parliament right now at 4.7%. Left Party at the moment at 8.3%, the Greens at 8.1%, both below what they had the last time. We'll take a closer look at that in just a moment. And of course, the Eurosceptic party, the AfD, at the moment at 4.9%. So in the course of the evening, they could very well make it above the 5% threshold and enter parliament. But first of all, let's look quickly at the gains and losses as it stands. CDU-CSU gained more than 8%. The SPD gained slightly. The FDP, heavy losses here for this old party, the kingmaker, as we heard several times this evening. The Left Party, slight losses. Greens, also slight losses. And the AfD, of course, was only founded 7 months ago. So the 4.9% is also what they gained this time. What does this mean in terms of seat distribution? Right now, the CDU-CSU would have 298 seats. The SPD, 184. The Left Party, 59. And the Greens, 57. Now, the interesting question here, of course, possible coalition. We need a majority of at least 300 seats, and clearly a grand coalition between CDU-CSU and the SPD would ensure that. Any other coalitions, including the one between SPD, the Left, and the Greens, not so much. Yeah,
what's interesting, Monica, is we pick up on what Melinda was saying about what the CDU has done. When we look at these numbers, the other parties, these kingmaker parties, they have just been decimated by the policies of the CDU. And then we have these numbers with the CDU, 8% increase over 2009.
Right. They seem to have, let me say, adopted a lot of those core competences of these smaller parties, even of the coalition partners. And that's at least how the voters may have perceived it. And clearly Angela Merkel, also as the Chancellor, is the clear winner here.
Yeah, exactly. Melinda, I mean, we were expecting something similar to this, but well, Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor, she must be feeling very reconfirmed in the conviction that she has shown for her policies.
And one of the fascinating issues going forward is going to be, what does that mean for the way that she governs? As we heard from our Brussels correspondent, there are a lot of people around Europe, around the world, watching this election. Indeed, my impression is that this is probably the greatest level of international interest we have seen in a German election, certainly in the past 20, 25 years. Exactly. And one thing that many have been waiting for is for Chancellor Merkel in her third term to perhaps rise to leadership in a way that she has not done previously, and particularly in the area of the EU. Well, the question is, first of all, will it happen? Two major British papers endorsed...
Melinda, let me interrupt right now. We've got some new numbers coming in. Monica, can you give those to us?
All right, now, brand new here are the latest projection results right now for you, which see the CDU-CSU gain even slightly more, 42.1% at the moment. SPD losing slightly, 25.8% the result here. FDP, as it stood, 4.7%, no longer in parliament. The Left Party and the Greens, 8.2%, 8.1%, not much change here. The same goes for the AfD, not much change, still below, slightly below the 5% threshold. And we are looking now at the losses and the gains again. CDU-CSU, the clear winner here, strong gains, 8.3%. SPD, slight gains, below 3%. FDP, the biggest loser tonight. Left Party and the Greens both losing slightly. And the AfD, fresh on the scene, only founded this year at the moment, gaining 4.9% from zero before, because they didn't exist before. But what does this mean in terms of seat distribution? Now, the CDU-CSU is closing in almost to a full majority at the moment, they would get 299 seats, SPD 183 seats, the Left Party 53 seats, and the Greens 58 seats. In terms of possible coalitions, we can see that we need at least 300 seats for a majority. Now, the Grand Coalition would absolutely guarantee this, whereas any other coalition at the moment is out of the question, really.
Yeah, exactly. Melinda, let's talk about this possibility of a grand coalition and what Angela Merkel is going to do. Altmaier told us, that they feel like they have a clear mandate to lead. The polls tell us that Germans are very concerned about social inequality right now. So do these numbers give Angela Merkel the chance to become the first CDU SPD chancellor who can come in and take even more from their platform and deal with social issues, especially social inequality? Is this her hour to do that?
Well, certainly, as I mentioned, the SPD would impose as a condition for entering into any coalition with the Christian Democrats requirements like putting into the platform of the coalition a clear minimum wage promise, a pledge to create a minimum wage, as well as probably some kind of tax increase. And that could be very, very difficult for Chancellor Merkel to agree to.